Good morning everyone. Welcome to Physics Master G class. Here is the DTM 13th paper. The first question is: a stationary particle breaks into two pair of masses MA and MB, which move with velocities VA and VB respectively. The ratio of their kinetic energies are. So here ఇనిషియల్గా సిస్టమ్ రెస్ట్లో ఉంది, తర్వాత టూ పార్ట్స్ కింద డివైడ్ అయింది, రైట్. సో ఎలా ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ ఏమీ లేదు కాబట్టి ఇనిషియల్ మొమెంటం ఫైనల్ మొమెంటం రెండు ఈక్వల్గా ఉండాలి. So since there is no external forces, initial momentum should be equal to final momentum. This F external equal to 0, that F external is equal to 0. Therefore, initial momentum as well as the final momentum rendu equal ga undali. So what is the initial momentum of a system? 0. And what is the final momentum? This can be written as a MA VA plus MB VB, right? MB VB, and dini MA VA is equal to MB VB అని కూడా రాయొచ్చు, రైట్. MB VB అని కూడా రాయొచ్చు. మైనస్ వచ్చేది, దట్ మైనస్ ఓన్లీ ఇండికేట్స్ ద డైరెక్షన్ ఓన్లీ, రైట్. సో నౌ now this can be written as this MA will be equal to MB VB by VA అవుతుంది, రైట్. అండ్ సిన్స్ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ రిలేషన్ తెలుసు. Kinetic energy can be written as this Ke is equal to, the kinetic energy will be equal to half into m into v square, half into m into v square. Therefore this kinetic energy is directly proportional to this m into v square. Therefore the relation is kinetic energy of B to kinetic energy of A. Kinetic energy of B and kinetic energy of A will be equal to mb vb స్క్వేర్ బై ఎంఏ విఏ స్క్వేర్ అవుతుంది, రైట్. ఇక్కడ ఎంఏ ఎంత ఉంది? ఎంబీ విబి బై విఏ ఉంది. సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ హియర్. సో ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? ఎంబీ విబి స్క్వేర్ బై, రైట్, ఎంఏ ఎంత? ఎంబీ విబి బై విఏ ఇంటూ ఇక్కడ విఏ స్క్వేర్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇఫ్ యూ డూ ది క్యాల్కులేషన్, సో ఈ క్యాల్కులేషన్ చేస్తే ఎంబీ క్యాన్సిల్, దిస్ వన్ క్యాన్సిల్, ఇది క్యాన్సిల్. దెర్ ఫోర్ అప్పుడు ఈ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ఆఫ్ బి టు కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ఆఫ్ ఏ విబి పై విఏ వస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఆన్సర్ ఫర్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్, రైట్. సో కీప్ దిస్ టూ ఫార్ములాస్ ఇన్ మైండ్ ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్. సో వన్ ఈజ్ దిస్ వన్ అండ్ అదర్ వన్ ఈజ్ దిస్, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్. సో టూ planets A and B having a masses m1 and m2, right. m1 and m2, once again, m1 and m2 move around the sun in a circular orbits of radius r1 radius r2 r1 r2 radii respectively. If angular momentum of A is L and that of B is 3L, the ratio of the time period Ta by Tb is, right. సో ఈ ప్లానెట్ దీని చుట్టూ సర్క్యులర్ పాత్లో తిరుగుతుంది. సర్క్యులర్ పాత్లో తిరుగుతూ ఉంటే ఇట్ విల్ హ్యావ్ సమ్ యాంగులర్ మూమెంటం, రైట్. ఇలా ప్యూర్ రొటేషన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు యాంగులర్ మూమెంటం ఫార్ములా ఈస్, యూ కుడ్ సే దిస్ L ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు I ఇంటూ ఒమేగా. I కెన్ బి రిటన్ యాజ్ mr స్క్వేర్ బికాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రొటేటింగ్ అబౌట్ దిస్ యాక్సిస్. వన్ సెకండ్. దెర్ ఫోర్ దిస్ L ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు mr స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ ఒమేగా, రైట్. దెర్ ఫోర్ యూ కుడ్ సే దిస్ L1 ఎంత అవుతుంది? L1 m1 r1 స్క్వేర్ ఒమేగా 1 అవుతుంది. ఇన్ ది సేమ్ వే L2 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ ఎంత అవుతుంది? m2 r2 స్క్వేర్ ఒమేగా 2 అవుతుంది, రైట్. సో దెన్ ఇఫ్ ఐ డివైడ్, ఈ రెండింటిని డివైడ్ చేస్తే యూ కుడ్ గెట్ 1/3 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, ఇక్కడ 1/3 వస్తుంది. అండ్ ఇక్కడ ఏమొస్తుంది? m1 r1 స్క్వేర్ ఒమేగా 1/m2 r2 స్క్వేర్ ఒమేగా 2 వస్తుంది. సిన్స్ యు నో ఆల్రెడీ దిస్ ఒమేగా యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ద టైం పీరియడ్ రిలేషన్, ఒమేగా ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2π/t, రైట్. So there is a relation between these two. Omega ki time period relation enta? Once again, omega as well as time period rendu kuda inversely proportional untayi. So omega is inversely proportional to one time period. Therefore this omega 1 by omega 2 can be written as a t2 by t1, right. ఈ పైన ఉన్న ఈక్వేషన్ ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ రిలేషన్ దిస్ 1/3 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు m1 r1 square t2 by m2 r2 square, right, t1 అవుతుంది. And again from this Kepler laws nunchi you can write the square of time period is directly proportional to r cube, right? From the Kepler laws you can write square of time period is directly proportional to r cube అవుతుంది, right? అప్పుడు r square ఏమవుతుంది? If I rewrite all the terms here, once again, if I rewrite all the terms, so I could say this r is directly proportional to t square by t power 2 by 3 అవుతుంది. అప్పుడు r square ఏమవుతుంది? r square is directly proportional to t power 4 by 3 అవుతుంది, right? So if I substitute all the values of r square here, you will get this answer. So please do the calculation. I am just leaving that calculation for you. Do it, right? So please keep this formula as well as keep these two formulas also in your mind. This one as well as this one, right? That is a question number 2. Next one. A mixture of 1 mole of monatomic gas and 1 mole of diatomic gas are kept at a room temperature 27 degrees Celsius. The ratio of the specific rate of gas at constant volume is. So at constant volume, this Cv can be written as, since Cv is equal to at constant volume, since this Cv can be written as Cv is equal to F by 2R. This Cv equal to F by 2 into R. So therefore, you could say this C1 will be equal to 3 by 2R for monoatomic, right? And this C2 will be equal to 5 by 2 by R for this diatomic. If I find out this ratio, therefore the ratio will be equal to 3 by 2 into 2 by 5. Therefore that will be equal to 3 by 5 because this 2 get cancelled. Therefore that will be equal to 3 by 5. That's answer, and please keep it in mind. Keep the Cv is equal to F by 2R in mind. Next one. A player caught a cricket ball of mass 150 grams moving at a speed of 20 meters per second. If the catching process is completed in 0.1 second, the magnitude of the force exerted is. So here we have to calculate the magnitude of the force, or therefore here you could say from the Newton's second law. It's a direct formula based. From the Newton's second law, since F is equal to delta P by delta T, right? Delta P by delta T from this Newton's second law, delta P is nothing but change in momentum. Guddukoni agipotundi kabatti change in momentum will be equal to what? M into V only. Therefore this F is equal to M into V by minus vachudi, but that minus only indicates direction. Delta T is the delta T only. Therefore this F is equal to M is how much? 150 grams need to be converted into kgs. So 10 power minus 3 into velocity is how much? 20 meter per second by time is 0.1 second. So ఈ calculation అంతా చేస్తే you get this F is equal to how much is it? 30 newtons వస్తుంది, right? So please keep it in mind for your next exam, right? Next one. So in series LCR circuit is at a resonance for a capacitor. C inductance cell and resistance are. Now the value of resistance is offered keeping all other parameters same. The current amplitude at a resonance will be, at resonance, since at resonance this XL is equal to XR అవుతుంది, right? Since at resonance, so ఈ resonance దగ్గర XL equal to XR అవుతుంది. And this Z is equal to, in LCR circuit, this Z is equal to under root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square అవుతుంది, right? Therefore XL is equal to XC అవుతుంది కాబట్టి Z is equal to R అవుతుంది. From this you could say this current is equal to voltage by this Z is nothing but R here. Therefore this I is inversely proportional to the resistance. I is current is inversely proportional to the resistance. Therefore you could say this I2 by I1 will be equal to R1 by R2 అవుతుంది, right? So if I substitute this, current అనేది double అవుతుంది. Therefore this I2 will be equal to 2 times of I1 అవుతుంది. I2 will be equal to 2 times of I1 అవుతుంది. So please keep it in mind for your next exam. At resonance this XL is equal to XR అవుతుంది, right? Next one. So average force is exerted on a non-reflecting surface at normal incidence is 2.4 into 10 power minus 4 Newton. If 360 watt per centimeter square is a light energy flux during a span of 1 hour 30 minutes, then the area of the surface is, since it is a non-reflecting surface, in a dual nature concept, non-reflecting surface వల్ల non-reflecting surface మీద ఈ ఫోటాన్స్ ఇన్సిడెంట్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు అది ఎంత ఫోర్స్ ఎగ్జర్ట్ చేస్తుంది అంటే లైక్ ద ఫార్ములా రైట్ దట్ ఎఫ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు the force is equal to IA by C, force equal to intensity into area by C, right? Everything is provided except this A. Therefore from this you could get this A is equal to FC by I, right? FC by I. So you could substitute all the values to get the answer. So this A is equal to, force is given as 2.4 into 10 power minus 4 into, this can be written as 3 into 10 power or 10 power of 8 by, this is given as 360 watt per centimeter, therefore it is 360 by 10 power minus 4, because it is in centimeter you have to convert that into meters, so that is what we get. Please keep this formula in your mind for your next exam, so that F is equal to IA by C. Next one, binding energy of a certain nucleus is 18 into 10 power of 8 joules. How much is the difference between the total mass of all the nucleons? So we have to find out this mass defect here, since mass defect and binding energy relation, right? So this binding energy is equal to delta M into C square. This binding energy will be equal to delta M into C square, right? So therefore here this will be equal to this delta M, ఎంత అవుతుంది, delta M is equal to binding energy by C square అవుతుంది. And binding energy ఎంత, binding energy is given as this one, 18 into 10 power 8 by C square ఎంత అవుతుంది, 9 into 10 power 16 అవుతుంది. So if you do this calculation you will get the answer, right? So for the next exam keep this formula, binding energy is equal to delta M into C square. Next, from the logic gates, the output Y of the following circuit for the given input is. So this is NOT gate, OR gate, AND gate as well as AND gate, right? Therefore ఈ ఆర్ గేట్కి ఇన్పుట్స్ ఏమవుతాయి, సో ఈ ఇన్పుట్ ఏ అవుతుంది, ఈ ఇన్పుట్ బి బార్ అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ ఇన్పుట్ బి అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ ఇన్పుట్ ఏ బార్ అవుతుంది, రైట్? అప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఈ ఆర్ గేట్ వల్ల అవుట్పుట్ ఎంత వస్తుంది, ఆర్ గేట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడ మనకి ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే ఏ ప్లస్ బి బార్ వస్తుంది, రైట్? ఇక్కడ ఈ అండ్ గేట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, రెండింటిని మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే ఇది మనకి ఏ బార్ బి వస్తుంది, రైట్? అండ్ ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ అండ్ గేట్ ఉంది, ఈ అండ్ గేట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, రెండింటిని మళ్ళీ మల్టిప్లై చేస్తుంది, రెండింటిని మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే ఓవరాల్గా ఈక్వేషన్ ఏమొస్తుంది, ఏ ప్లస్ బి బార్ ఇంటూ ఏ బార్ బి వస్తుంది, రైట్? సో if you solve this equation by using this De Morgan's theorem, now what happens if you multiply this one with this one, it will be like equal to a bar b into a అవుతుంది, ప్లస్ దీంతో మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే how much it will be like a bar b into b bar అవుతుంది. A bar into a is nothing but 0 into b is nothing but 0 here, ఇది 0 అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ కూడా 0 అవుతుంది, రైట్? సో ఓవరాల్గా అవుట్పుట్ ఏమవుతుంది, ఓవరాల్ అవుట్పుట్ 0 అవుతుంది, క్లియర్? దట్ ఈస్ ఆన్సర్ ఫర్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, సో 2 different adiabatic paths for the same gas, right? For the same gas, 2 isothermal curves as shown in the PV diagram. The relation between VA by VD and the ratio VB by VC is VA by VD as well as VB by VC is. So this is one isothermal process. This will be adiabatic as well as isothermal, right? So one second, I have to mention one more thing. This is A, this is point B, this is point C, and this is point D, right? So now this is isothermal temperature constant ఉంటుంది. Here the temperature is constant. Let's say here the temperature is T1 and here the temperature is T2, right? So ఇక్కడ temperature constant గా ఉంటుంది and this is adiabatic and this is temperature constant, again this is adiabatic. We have to find this volumes ratio. Therefore in a adiabatic equation or in a diabatic equation there is relation between this temperature and volume. That what relation is TV power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant, right? If I use this for the BC, if I use it for the BC, this relation if I use it for the BC, that can be written as ఏమవుతుంది T1 ఇక్కడ వాల్యూమ్ ఎంత VC, therefore T1 VC పవర్ gamma minus 1 is equal to T2, right? T2 VD పవర్ gamma minus 1 అవుతుంది, right? So therefore you can write as that T1 by T2 will be equal to VD by VC, VD by VC whole power gamma minus 1 అవుతుంది, right? The same way if I use it for this one AD, you can also write the same, that is T1 VA, right? T1 VA power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V, what is it? VB power gamma minus 1 అవుతుంది, right? Therefore again if I write T1 by T2 will be equal to VB by VA whole power gamma minus 1 అవుతుంది. సో దీన్ని రెండింటిని ఈక్వేట్ చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ ఇట్ యాజ్ VD by VC. ఎంత వస్తుంది? VD by VC ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు VB by VA వస్తుంది, రైట్? VB by VA వస్తుంది. సో నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మాట్ ఆఫ్ VA by VD, VA by VD, VA by VD ఫార్మాట్ రాదు కాబట్టి యూ కుడ్ సే either not equal or else this has to be deleted, right? సో బికాస్ నార్మల్గా అయితే ఆప్షన్ VA by VD ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు V by VC కానీ ఇలా ఇచ్చినాడు. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఇది VA by VD ఫార్మాట్ రావట్లేదు కాబట్టి యూ కుడ్ డిలీట్ ఇట్. సో ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్ ప్లీజ్ ఈ ఫార్ములాను గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. దిస్ T for gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. Next question. The paramagnetic substance align themselves along the direction of the external magnetic field, right? So they will align themselves. Next one, attract strongly. Strongly attract avadu, only weak attraction మాత్రమే ఉంటుంది. Has a susceptibility little more than 0, of course, because susceptibility is I is equal to mu r plus 1, therefore it will be little more than 0 ఉంటుంది. Next, move from a region of stronger, no, so only option A and C are correct for this one, right? Next one, this one. In the given circuit, the terminal potential difference of the cell is, so there are one cell, there is a one cell and there is two external resistor here. Therefore here this will be equal to, let me give this given values. This is 3 volt, this is 1 ohm and this is 4 ohm and this is also 4 ohm, right? ఇక్కడ ఈ రెండు ప్యారల్గా ఉన్నాయి. సో ప్యారల్గా ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి ద ఓవరాల్ విల్ బి 2 అవుతుంది, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ 2 1 3 అవుతుంది. 3 యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ 3 ఇక్కడ వోల్టేజ్. దెర్ఫోర్ కరెంట్ ఎంత అవుతుంది? దెర్ఫోర్ దిస్ కరెంట్ విల్ బి ఈక్వల్ టు, కరెంట్ ఎంత అవుతుంది? కరెంట్ ఈజ్ I ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు V by R అవుతుంది, రైట్? V by R అవుతుంది అండ్ దిస్ I ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు V ఎంత అయింది? V ఈజ్ 3 అండ్ R నెట్ ఎంత అయింది? 3 అయింది. therefore కరెంట్ ఎంత పాస్ అవుతుంది ఈ సర్క్యూట్లో? therefore దిస్ కరెంట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు హౌ మచ్? 1 ఆంపియర్ పాస్ అవుతుంది. కరెంట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 ఆంపియర్ పాస్ అవుతుంది. ఇన్ కేస్ ఈ సర్క్యూట్ని రీడ్రా చేస్తే దట్ సీమ్స్ లైక్ దిస్. ఇక్కడ ఒక బ్యాటరీ ఉంది అండ్ ఇక్కడ ఒక రెసిస్టర్ ఉంది, దట్ ఈస్ అ షెల్ అండ్ దిస్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ రెసిస్టర్ ఈజ్ హౌ మచ్? 2 ohms అవుతుంది, రైట్? దిస్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ రెసిస్టర్ ఈజ్ 2 ohms అవుతుంది. అండ్ ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ రెసిస్టర్లోకి ఎంత కరెంట్ పాస్ అవుతుంది? 1 ఆంపియర్ పాస్ అవుతుంది, రైట్? దీంట్లోకి 1 ఆంపియర్ పాస్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఇక్కడ ఈ ఎండ్స్ మధ్యలో టెర్మినల్ వోల్టేజ్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎంతైతే డ్రాప్ అవుతుంది అంత. సో అప్పుడు therefore ఈ డ్రాపింగ్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఎంత అవుతుంది? దిస్ డ్రాపింగ్ పొటెన్షియల్ కెన్ బి రిటన్ as V ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు I into R. therefore V ఎంత? V ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, దిస్ ఈజ్ 1 ఆంపియర్ అండ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ 2, therefore you could say this voltage is equal to 2 volt అవుతుంది, right? That is the answer for this question. Next one. So three bodies A, B and C have equal kinetic energies and their masses are 400 grams, 1.2 kg and 1.6 kg respectively. The ratio of their linear momenta is, relation between these directly. This is repeated so many times here, that kinetic energy equal to P square by 2m. Kinetic energy equal to P square by 2m, right? So therefore you can easily say that you have to find the linear momentum. Therefore this is directly proportional to under root of k. Therefore you could say P1 is to P2 is to P3 will be equal to under root of k1 is to under root of k2 and under root of k3, right? So if you do this calculation, you will get the answer as 1 is to root 3 is to 2. You can directly get it. So please keep this formula in mind for your next exam. Next one. A critical angle of incidence for a pair of optical media is 45 degrees. The refractive indices of first and second media are in the ratio of. It has to be understand that first and second one. Right. So let it be the first medium. First medium has to be denser. First medium has to be denser one. So first medium has to be denser and second medium has to be rarer. నీకు టోటల్ ఇంటర్నల్ రిఫ్లెక్షన్ జరగాలి అంటే సో లైట్ హ్యాస్ టు మూవ్ ఫ్రమ్ డెన్సర్ మీడియం టు రేరర్ మీడియం. దట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి రిమెంబర్, రైట్? సో దేర్ ఫోర్ లైట్ ఇలా పాస్ అవ్వాలి, డెన్సర్ నుంచి రేరర్లోకి పాస్ అవ్వాలి. లైట్ ఇలా డెన్సర్ నుంచి రేరర్లోకి పాస్ అవ్వాలి, రైట్? It has to move from denser to rarer, so that will move away from the normal, whatever. So ila critical angle jaragali ante it has to move from denser to rarer. So this will be the first medium and this will be the second medium, right? And since this critical angle formula sin C is equal to nr by nd, sin C equal to nr by nd, right? You could say this sin C is equal to, once again, sin C is equal to nr by nd. So this is nr by nd, right? So now you could get sin C can be written as sin 45 1 by root 2. This will be equal to 1 by root 2 here. 1 by root 2 is equal to n second medium by n first medium. The refractive index of first and second is, therefore this n1 by, therefore this n1 by n2 will be equal to n1 by n2 will be equal to root 2 is to 1 అవుతుంది, right? So please keep that in mind. Keep this formula in mind for your next exam. Right? Next one. Young's modulus is determined by the equation given by y is equal to 49,000 m by L diameter centimeter square, where m is the mass and L is the extension of wire used in the experiment. Now error in Young's modulus is estimated by taking data from ml plot in graph paper. The smallest scale division is 5 grams. The smallest scale divisions are important. The smallest division is 5 gram and 0.02 centimeters along the load axis and the extension axis respectively. If the value of m and L are 500 grams and 2 centimeter respectively, then the percentage error in a y is, this formula, right? Already the formula is given. Since this y is equal to 49,000 m by L, therefore you can write this percentage error in y can be written as delta y by y into 100. Delta y by y into 100 is equal to delta m by m into 100 plus delta L by L into 100, right? So this delta m is how much? This one, which is how much? Is 5 grams. So this can be written as 5 into 10 power minus 3. 5 into 10 power minus 3 by, this can be written as 500 grams. So it is already grams and grams only, no need to convert them. So you could say 5 by 500 into 100 into 100 plus, this can be written as how much is it? 0.02. 0.02 by 2 into 100, right? So if you do this calculation, you will get it as 1% is here, as well as you will get plus 1% here. Therefore the answer will be equal to how much? 2%. The answer is equal to 2%. That is answer for this question. Please keep this formula in your mind for the next exam. This one, next one. So an expression a into 10 power b. What is options are? B is order of magnitude for a is less than or equal to 5. B is order of magnitude for 5 is less than or equal 5 is sorry a is in between 5 and 10. B is order of magnitude for b less than or equal to 5. B is the order of magnitude for a greater than or equal to 5. So there is a concept here. The concept is, so B will be the order. B will be the order since B will be the order if A is greater than or equal to 5, and B will be the order, sorry, B plus 1 will be the order if A is, a mistake here, it is A less than or equal to 5, and B plus 1 will be the order if A is greater than 5, right? So now B is the order of magnitude for A less than or equal to 5. That is the answer for this question. Option is A, right? So please keep them for your next exam in your mind. Next one. So a proton and an electron are associated with the same de Broglie wavelength. The ratio of the kinetic energies is. So you know de Broglie wavelength can be written as, what is the de Broglie wavelength formula, guys? What is the de Broglie wavelength formula? You could say lambda is equal to h by p. You could say lambda, sorry, my mistake. You could say this lambda is equal to h by p, and this lambda is equal to h by, this can be written as under root of 2mk, right? Changing pen color. So lambda will be equal to h by under root of 2mk, right? Now this lambda is inversely proportional to this under root of m and k, right? So both are having same, both are having the same de Broglie wavelength. Both are having the same de Broglie wavelength. Therefore, you have to find what? Proton and acceleration. The ratio of the kinetic energy proton to lambda of proton to lambda of electron will be equal to, this can be written as m into k, right? So lambda of proton can be written as me ke by under root of mp and kp, right? So this can be written as under root of mp kp because both are having same. This will be equal to 1 under root of mp kp will be equal to under root of me and ke, right? You could easily get the answer, so do it. You can easily get the answer, do it please, right? So this already, this kinetic energy is also equal. Therefore you could say it can be written as kp by ke will be equal to, this one get cancelled. Kp by ke will be equal to what? me by mp. Clear? So do this, keep it in mind for your next exam, right? Next one. Correct Bernoulli equation is given as, easy question, P plus rho g h plus of rho v square is equal to constant. So first option. Next one. So a clock has 75 centimeter, 60 centimeter long second hand and a minute hand respectively. In 30 minutes duration, the tip of the second hand will travel x distance more than the tip of the minute hand. The value of x in meter is nearly. So there is a second hand, there is a minute hand, right? In 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, what happens in 30 minutes? 1 second. So in 30 minutes, this second hand, in 30 minutes second hand will complete how many revolutions? 30 revolutions, right? In 30 minutes for minute ఇది ఒక కంప్లీట్గా తిరిగి రావాలి సెకండ్ అనేది ఒక మినిట్లో మొత్తం తిరిగి వచ్చింది. సో దేర్ ఫోర్ ఇన్ 30 minutes దట్ విల్ కంప్లీట్ 30 రొటేషన్స్, right? So the second hand will cover 30 rotations again in 30 minutes. Right? In 30 minutes, this minute hand only covers off rotation. This minute hand only covers off rotation. It's only covers off rotation, right? So therefore, since it is a 30 rotation, that will cover how much distance? Like it is nothing but radius is 75. So the radius is 75 for this second and the radius is 60 for this one. Therefore, you could say that distance is equal to r into theta, right? So therefore, this distance equal to since distance will be equal to this s is equal to r into theta, right? Therefore, you could say this total distance can be written or else this delta s. My mistake. This delta s can be written as, right? This travel distance enta. So you could say that 30 rotations. So 30 into for each rotation, what is the angle? 2 pi. So 2 pi into this can be written as 75, right? Minus, and here it is only covers off rotation. In off rotation, how much angle that will cover? Only pi that will cover. So pi into how much is it? 60, right? Pi into 60. Therefore, you could take out this out. So pi common is 60 into 75 minus 60. So do this calculation, you will get the answer for it, right? So that's the answer for this question. Next one. The diameter of a sphere is measured using a Vernier caliper whose 9 divisions of the main scale are equal to 10 divisions of the Vernier scale. The shortest division on the main scale is equal to 1 mm. The main scale reading is 2 cm and the second division of Vernier scale coincide with the division of main scale. If the mass of the sphere is 8.635 grams, then the density is. So first of all, since density is equal to, right, since density is equal to mass per volume, right, and here it is a sphere, therefore you could also write the same formula as this density is equal to mass by volume can be written as 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? 4 by 3 pi r cube. That is what density formula, and you have to find out this rs. You have to find this radius here. So how to find the radius? From the Vernier calipers, you can find this diameter. If Vernier calipers, you can find out the diameter. How to find the diameter? Diameter reading will be equal to, right? Since the diameter reading is equal to this reading is equal to MSR. Reading equal to MSR plus VSR into LC. There are no errors, right? Errors any level, therefore MSR plus VSR into LC. How to calculate this LC here? This LC is equal to, already LC is equal to MSD minus VSD, right? MSD minus VSD. What is the relation between them here? The relation between them is 10 divisions of main scale are considering 10 divisions. So therefore here you could say 10 VSD is equal to 9 MSD. Therefore this can be written as VSD is equal to 9 by 10 MSD. 9 by 10 MSD, right? When you find this least count, then this least count can be written as, what is the least count here? This least count is equal to MSD minus VSD. What is the MSD here? So MSD only, MSD is MSD. What is the VSD here? This is nothing but 9 by 10 MSD. Therefore that will be equal to 1 by 10 MSD. The least count will be equal to 1 by 10 MSD, which is nothing but 0.1 millimeter, right? Therefore this least count will be equal to 0.1 millimeter. Now we have to substitute these values here. So if I substitute these values, how much I will get? What is MSR here? MSR is nothing but 2, right? The main scale rating is 2 cm. So this is 2 cm plus, it is 2 cm plus VSR. VSR is how much? Vernier scale division is the second division of Vernier scale, right? It is also 2 here. So 2 into 0.1 mm. 2 into 0.1 mm, you have to convert that into centimeter, right? So convert that into centimeter and do it. You will get this diameter here. You will get the diameter, and you have to, from the diameter, you have to find the radius, and you have to substitute these values here. So please do this calculation, right? Next one. So two charged conducting sphere of radii A and B are connected to each other by a conducting wire. The ratio of charges of the two spheres respectively is, since if you connect them, right? Since if you connect them until they get the same charges, until they get the same potential, the charge distribution will occur. So therefore you could say this V final will be equal to V1 final will be equal to V2 final. Potentials రెండు సేమ్ వచ్చేంత వరకు మనకి charge distribution జరుగుతుంది. So now you could say this V1 is equal to K Q1 by A will be equal to K Q2 by B, right? Therefore this K get cancelled. You could directly answer. You could say this Q1 by Q2 will be equal to A by B. That's the answer for this question, right? Next, this one, a resistance of a wire at 0 degree Celsius, 100 degree Celsius and T degree Celsius is found to be 10 ohms, 10.2 ohms and 10.95 ohms respectively. The temperature in Kelvin is, it should be important, temperature in Kelvin is, right? Since you know this temperature scales relation, temperature scales relation, the temperature scales relation can be written, since you know this relation, that is measurement minus lower fixed point by, right, upper fixed point minus lower fixed point will be equal to, same again, measurement minus lower fixed point by upper fixed point minus upper fixed point minus lower fixed point, right? Now look at these resistors. We are finding this resistance scale and this temperature scale. That's it. Nothing else is there. Now what it happens? So you could say this measurement is nothing but how much is it? So at T degree Celsius the measurement is 10.95. This is 10.95 minus at 0 degree Celsius this is 10, right? By, again this can be written as 10.2 minus 10 will be equal to, we don't know this temperature, minus 0 by, you could say this can be written as 100 here, right? So this can be written as a 0.95 into 100, 0.95 into 100 by, you could say this can be written as a 0.2, that is the temperature, right? This is the temperature, but this temperature you will get it in degree Celsius and you have to convert that into Kelvins. Please add that 273, right? 270.1. Clear? So this is how we have to do it. So please keep this formula in mind for your next exam. Next one. A uniform thin metal plate of mass 10 kg with dimensions is shown. The ratio of x and y coordinates of a center of mass of a plate is n by 9. The value of n is what? So now it seems to be like this. So this is one block, one block, one block and one block, right? So this y coordinates are how much? What is the x and y coordinates here? So you know this formula, this can be solved by using this concept, right? This axiom will be equal to, since this axiom or x coordinate of this center of mass can be written as, since you know axiom will be equal to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 and so on by, you could say m1 plus m2 plus m3, m1 plus m2 plus m3, right? In the same way you could say this ycm will be equal to same m1 y1 plus m2 y2 by plus and so on by, you could say this can be written as m1 plus m2 plus m3, right? So we have to use this logic. You need to use this logic here, right? So now what about this x coordinate and y coordinate for each and every block? What is this x coordinate here? This x coordinate can be written as 0.5 and y coordinate can be written as 1.5, and this x coordinate can be written as 0.5 and y coordinate can be written as 0.5. This x coordinate is from here to here, it is 1 and incrementally only 1.5. and the y coordinate is 0.5. This can be written as 2.5 and 2.5 and 0.5. This can be written as what? 2.5 as well as the 1.5. Therefore, you need all of these exponents and substitute in the formula, you will get the answer. Clear? So a closed and open organ pipe have same length if the ratio of the frequencies of their seventh overtone is. So seventh overtone is nothing but nth overtone is nothing but n plus one harmonic, right? Clear? If I take it as the third harmonic is nothing but n minus one harmonic, right? So third harmonic is nothing but it will be like a second overtone, right? So nth harmonic will be n minus 1 overtone. Nth harmonic will be n minus 1 overtone. So here it is a seventh overtone. So seventh overtone is nothing but initial fundamental kabatti seventh overtone is nothing but eighth harmonic, right? So therefore, let me write this. Since nth harmonic so this nth harmonic will be n minus 1th overtone. N minus 1th overtone, right? Check. Now this seventh overtone is nothing but eighth harmonic. Seventh overtone is nothing but eighth harmonic. So therefore, in open organ pipe, eighth harmonic can be written as eighth harmonic is nothing but, or frequency of this eighth harmonic is nothing but 8 times of frequency of this eighth harmonic will be equal to what? This is 8 times of fundamental can be written as V by 2 into L, right? In the same way here, in a closed organ pipe, you could say F7 will be equal to, what is F7? What is F7? Here, in closed organ pipe, there is only hard overtones, therefore one will be there, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, next one is 15 and 17, right? There is only odd overtones odd harmonics will be available. This is the fundamental, then count chain. So this is first overtone, second, third, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is a seventh overtone. Is the first overtone, second overtone, third overtone, 4, 5, 6, 7th overtone. Seventh overtone is nothing but 15. Therefore, you could say F15 will be equal to, what is F15 here? So F15 will be equal to this one. F15, one second. Right. Now you could say this F15 will be equal to 15 times of fundamental, so it's nothing but V by 4L. Now the ratio of frequencies, therefore you could say this F8 by F15. F8 by F15 will be equal to, so this can be written as 8V by 2 into L into 4L by 15 reverse, right? It is between closed and open. Therefore, you could say this can be written as F15 by F8. So F15 by F8. So F15 is nothing but 15V by 4L into 2L by 8. V get cancelled, L get cancelled. This one get cancelled. Therefore, what is left with? We left with 15 by 16. We left with the 15 by 16, and this 15 by 16 has to be equal to what? Has to be equal to A minus 1 by A. therefore you could say 15a will be equal to ఎంత అవుతుంది 16a minus 1 అవుతుంది అప్పుడు 16 minus 16 అవుతుంది then a is equal to 16 అవుతుంది right a equal 16 అవుతుంది that is the answer for this question so please keep this in mind and it is only for open this is only for open so please keep that in mind next one square loop of PQRS having 10 tons area 3.6 into 10 power minus 3 meter square and a resistance of 100 ohms is slowly and uniformly being pulled out of a uniform magnetic field of magnitude B is equal to 0.5 Tesla as shown work done in pulling. So this work done can be written as the work done here work done is equal to force into displacement since this work done is equal to force into displacement therefore force into it has to move through this distance L distance right F into L that is only one loop if there are n loops therefore that can be written as FL into N right now this work done is equal to force can be written as B into I into L right in magnetic field B into I into L into N here therefore this work is equal to this can be written as B into I into L square into N B into I into L square into N. So now this will be act as a battery like this, right? It will be create this EMF, therefore it will act as a battery. So B into V into L, that is the EMF of this battery, right? Easy flux link field lines cut on the ground that will act as a battery here. So B into V into L, that is nothing but induced EMF. Therefore, from this current can be written as I is equal to into there are n loops and I got into n here. So this can be written as B into V into L into N. By current can be written as R and this V can be written as L by dt. Therefore, this can be written as a B L square N by R into dt. This is what the current is, right? So substitute here. Therefore, you get this as a B square. I can be B square into this can be written as L power 4 n square by R into dt, right? R into delta t, so that is the work done. Substitute the values, you will get the answer, right? Last one, a liquid column of height 0.04 centimeter balances excess pressure of a soap bubble of a certain radius. If density of liquid is 18 to 10 cube kg per meter cube and surface tension of a soap solution is 0.28 Newton per meter, then the diameter of the soap bubble is. So here the common mistake is not reading the question properly. The common mistake is not reading the question properly. It is a soap bubble, not the water bubble. If the water bubble, you know the surface tension formula, right? That is H is equal to 2T by H is equal to 2T cos theta by rho RG. H is equal to 2T cos theta by rho into R into G, and this can also be written as H is equal to, right, H is equal to 2T cos theta by, now this will become this H is equal to 2T, this cos theta by rho R can be, this cos theta by R can be written as capital R into rho into G. So this is the formula for this surface, this is for the formula for the capillary rise. It is a formula for capillary rise for water bubble, but since it is a soap bubble, you could say this can be written as H is equal to, H is soap bubble kabatti, you could say this H is equal to, this will be like 40 by R into rho into G. Therefore, from here this R can be written as R is equal to 4T by you could say H into rho into G. You have to find the diameter, therefore this diameter is equal to 8T by H into rho into G. Substitute these values and do the calculation, right? So if you have any doubt, you can comment. Clear? Thank you.